Hello and welcome to Martin Lucas Investors channel. We are looking today at XRP and the ETF. We are going to be doing a deep dive, a deep analysis on when it can be approved, when we're expecting it to be approved, and all that detail for a deep AI analysis. We've got the answers to all your questions: short-term price predictions, long-term price predictions. We've got different things that can impact XRP's price this year. We've got the chance of XRP being approved. We've got answers to all these questions: risks of buying it, the fundamentals compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum when their ETF launched. What percentages we will expect on the day of the announcement, the chance of it being announced this month, next month, price predictions. We are doing a full deep analysis. What we're using here is ChatGPT 4.0 deep research tool. It's a paid tool where you get a full deep analysis. So that has done the heavy lifting. We are comparing it to Gemini's deep research tool as well. I've done the deep research. I'm not going to go into too much detail reading you the full research paper. However, based off that research paper, we can be looking at specific answers to specific questions, such as what other events impacting XRP can occur this year, asking it to give us predictions, the percentage chances of being approved this year. For example, here it says 87%. We can look at the sources it used. So that's what's coming up in this video. We've got a full back test, a full analysis using the newest technology available to us today. If you have just tuned in and you're excited to see where this research takes us, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are we are very excited. We've got all these ETFs ready to be announced. We've got them filed, we've got them ready. We've got them ready for the SEC to choose which ones to approve, when they should be approved, and there's over 10 ETFs ready to go. We've got their proposal date, so that's what we're waiting on. And that's what we'll be going through this video. So please do stay with us. We will start by also looking at some of your questions. I've got a poll right now in the live chat. There it is. We are also going to be looking at the technicals on XRP as well. So a lot going on in this video. If you're watching this later, live stream. If you're watching us live, here is a question for you guys. When do you think the ETF will be approved? Let's see your thoughts before we look at the deep dive of the analysis, and then we can always do another poll afterwards. We've got 127 votes already. My thoughts would be Q3. I'll explain to you why the title of the video says this week, but right now I'm going to give you my answer of Q3 just to see what everyone's responses are. So far, everyone is going for Q2, 44%, 32% are saying Q3, 16% are saying Q4, and 8% are 2026 and later. So the title of this video: XRP ETF this week, prepare now, price prediction, plus crypto.com ETFs. Let me explain that to you straight away. I'm not here to give you clickbait. I'm not here to sell videos. I'm here not like other people. This is not the channel for selling you fake news. Yes, I'm going to make it clear. ETF this week. I don't think there's going to be an ETF this week. Why have I titled the video XRP ETF this week? Is because this is the titles that a lot of people are going to be seeing coming up shortly. All over Twitter, this is what people are saying. All over YouTube, this is what people are saying. You then go watch their video, and then they're selling you a training course. That is completely different to what we're doing here. I needed to put that I needed to use this title to get your attention, to bring you in, but to hopefully give you factual information so you can go out and make your own educated guess on when the ETF will be approved. I'm going to give you my thoughts, but my thoughts are not that it can be the ETF is going to be out here this week. I know it's going to be controversial. Some people are going to say I'm trying to sell a video. I'm trying to get you into the video. That is my job, to get you in and then give you a full analysis, a full deep research without any hype during the video. Yes, I need to give you some hype to bring you in, but throughout the video, there's not going to be any hype. There's not going to be any fake information. There's going to be researched information with thoughts from someone who's been invested in XRP for over 5-6 years, from someone who's been through multiple bull and bear markets, from someone who's profited through these crypto bull cycles. So yes, straight off the bat, I'm not trying to sell you something fake. I do not think the XRP ETF will be this week. However, you'll see a lot of people saying that. You'll see a lot of people saying that, and then they're going to try to sell you a course. We're not doing that here. The only thing for sale here is mugs. And that's on martynlucasshop.com. That's the only thing we sell here. Nothing that can affect you in a bad way. So yes, but what is true in the title is prepare now. We need to be prepared. Maybe the XRP ETF gets approved this week. Very, very low chances. We'll get into that when we look at the research. However, what we do need to do is be prepared for any situation. Be prepared for ETFs being announced this week. Being prepared for ETFs being announced in the next couple months, and being prepared for if it's towards the end of the year. We're going to need to be prepared for a bear market for before the ETF comes around. Whenever the ETF comes around, what's going to be important is the sentiment around the market at that time. If Bitcoin is falling off a cliff and the XRP ETF gets announced, just like the SEC case came to a close a year ago, and what I mean by that is the SEC case where XRP was determined not a security, not the appeal that's just recently got dropped. When that came around, we got one day where the XRP price popped, and it went straight back down again because the market sentiment wasn't there, because Bitcoin wasn't in a good position, because we were still in the bear market. So we need to be prepared for what we do if the ETF gets announced when we're during a bull market, what we need to do if the ETF gets announced during a bear market, what are the chances that this bull market are going to continue. Throughout this whole video, we're going to analyze the whole of the XRP price action, all those different scenarios, so you can go away, make sure you're prepared for all situations, because that's all you can do. You cannot take anyone's word for it. You cannot trust anyone on Twitter who tells you they've got the definitive answer of when it's going to be announced, what price it's going into. So this is going to be a very important video. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be an important one. Please join me for the whole amount of the video, or if you're with me, joining me during this live stream, please do share it out. Please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. But I think it's time to get into it. What we're going to start off with is the price action. We're going to go from the short to medium to long term. The price of XRP is currently sat at $2.14. $2.14. Some people are panicking about that. Some people are annoyed that XRP's price isn't higher. What do I think of that price? Just looking at the price, just taking a little step back, I'm completely and utterly fine with that price. I think it's actually we're in a very strong position. I think XRP is holding up very well compared to the rest of the market. The S&P 500 is down 10-11%. The Bitcoin is down a significant percentage. I would say around, we can have a look at it, maybe 30% as well. Let's have a look. From the highs recently, you can see Bitcoin's down about 25%. It went as low as 30%. You then look at something like the next biggest cryptocurrency asset, Ethereum. From its highs of this cycle so far, Ethereum is also down 55%. Then you look at XRP, and then you see XRP is actually still holding up pretty well. XRP is down 36%. So it's between Bitcoin and Ethereum, even though XRP's market cap is lower than Ethereum. Even though XRP had a better run up than Bitcoin and Ethereum, it hasn't pulled back as much as Ethereum, and it's in the same sort of level field as Bitcoin. So looking at that and ignoring the fact that every single other altcoin, you look at the altcoin market, and you look at something like GRT, you can pick anything. GRT is down 73%. Algorand, another one of my another thing, something else I hold, down 70%. You've got Pancake Swap down 55%. You're looking at something like Gala down. These are just random altcoins I'm picking. 78%. So the rest of the altcoin market is in a bear market. It's down 80%. It's down 70%. People are getting wrecked. Terrible. Bitcoin, the biggest market cap cryptocurrency, down 25%. Ethereum, the second largest market cap crypto, down 55%. And then you have XRP, which is holding up astonishingly well. It is showing a lot of strength. It is at $2.15. We've held this $2 mark multiple times, and we've continued to bounce off it. We've continued to have successful trades every single time from $2. Every time it's hit $2, we've had multiple double-digit bounces. Over here, we have actually had a 70% move to the upside when we hit $2. So that's been holding strong. $2 can break, of course it can break, but we do still have significant support below $2. We've got significant support at $1.85. We've got the 200-day simple moving average coming in at $1.80. We've got $1.74 as the 50% retrace from the all-time high. So we do have significant support. I am confident that XRP will not drop below $1.75. And before we go any further, nothing I say during this video, or if you're watching this live as a live stream, is financial advice. This is my thoughts and opinions only. Please do not take anything I'm saying as advice. It is purely speculation, purely my own thoughts, just to share with you. Hopefully you can take it away and use it as a small part of your research, but please do not copy any of my trades, take anything I say as financial advice. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. So technically speaking, we've got very strong levels of support at $2. If we keep knocking at that $2 level, maybe we drop below it, but that's fine, because we've got support on $1.84, $1.80, and $1.71. I am confident this year we will hold those levels unless we get a recession, unless you see the S&P 500, and this will be something affecting all assets, not just XRP, unless you see this S&P 500 come back down to levels outside of this parallel channel to the upside. Remember, the S&P 500 has been in a nice bull run for multiple years now. The tariffs are inflationary. The tariffs will cause inflation. It will bring interest rates down, though, if there is a recession. So there is a whole economic scenario playing out here in the background. Maybe it's amazing for the USA. Maybe it causes a recession. That is happening in the background. We need to take note of that. We need to consider the fact that a recession can be at play, and if that occurs, then XRP can go down to $1 easily. If we get a massive recession, if we get a 30% correction on the S&P 500, that is out of our control. That is something that will bring the price of XRP down. So that is a scenario you have to be prepared for. You have to be prepared for a recession. You have to be prepared for a 30% correction on the S&P 500. That will result in XRP having a capitulation, having the best entry points of a lifetime, potentially when it might come down to $1 for a flash crash. That is a different scenario. If we do get those crashes occurring, make sure you're subscribed. We'll be covering major alerts on XRP. We will go live. We'll send you an alert out. We'll tell everyone on Discord, and that potentially, when that occurs, you will see a couple days where the markets are in turmoil, and that is potentially the best buying opportunity of a lifetime. We will cover that if that occurs. That might be XRP coming all the way down to $1. So recession aside, big market crash aside, capitulation events within this market cycle would bring you down to maybe $1.71, and then you will start building. So a nice amount of support around the $1.71 before we get the next big piece of good news, before you've seen Bitcoin and the S&P 500 start rallying to the upside again, or creating support and moving up. So those are the levels I'll be buying in the short term: $2, $1.87, and $1.70. Once we start creating a base around here, if we do go that low, that is my buy zone area. I do expect this downtrend to end at some point. These lower highs we've been experiencing from the all-time highs, we failed to really break out of $3.35 to the next higher, the next highs of the SEC case coming to a close, $2.57, for example, these lower highs, I expect at some point to be taken out once the support establishes itself, once the buyers come back into the markets, once you see potentially Bitcoin starting to maybe come down for one last move down to 75,000. It might come down to 75,000. XRP might come down to $1.80, and then you will see um, the broader cryptocurrency market start recovering. That's what we want to see. That's when you'll see XRP slowly and surely start recovering. It might be a long game. It might take a couple months, but I do think we'll start breaking out, taking out resistance at $2.70, $3, and $3.30. And that's when we start moving up to my areas of take profit this year. I do think we'll hit $10 XRP this year. I will be taking profits at $4.70, $5.30, $6.37, $7.41, $8.51, and then we'll be looking for $11 this year. What needs to happen for this to occur? We'll get the ETF this year. We'll get the Ripple IPO this year. We will get better legislation for stablecoins from the Trump administration this year. We might get capital gains free tax on cryptocurrencies as well. So a lot of good news in the pipeline. Looking at just the technicals before we move on to that fundamental analysis, what we've got going on here is big support between $1.80 and $2, a potential recession taking place, which would mean you have to have a bit of cash on the side to be able to buy the bottom of that dip. But most likely a slow and recovery back up to all-time highs, and then a potential take profit laddering out of my XRP position this year. So what we're looking at now is that big news on ETFs. We've got ETFs by Bitwise, 21 shares, Wisdom Tree, Pro Shares, Volatility Shares, Coin Shares, Grayscale, Conversion. We've got Fidelity, ARK Invest, Galaxy Digital, dating all the way back to September of 2024. Excuse me for coughing. I've been slightly unwell all week. So we've got all of these ETFs ready to go. This is a clip from Brad Garlinghouse as well. I thought I'd
BlackRock here, and being active, I think, will yield good results in the future. Having players like BlackRock here and being active, I think.
To all, the only regrets I have is that I didn't sell a little earlier and buy back and have even more coins now, holding 10k coins.
Thank you, RB. We only live and learn. We learn from our mistakes. But thank you for your super chat. And thank you for sharing it with the XRP community. So here is some research we did with Gemini's Advanced Deep Research tool. And let's go through some of the answers. What is a realistic short-term price prediction for XRP if an ETF is approved? And remember, we are expecting an ETF approval. We do have news here. We've got the betting markets, which is always a good thing to look at, to not get involved in, but to have a look at. They're predicting an 85% likelihood of an approval of the XRP ETF this year. I would agree. I would say probably higher. But yes, an 85% likelihood is very likely we'll get an ETF approved this year. And that's basically saying Gemini is predicting an $8 price level, price target, new all-time highs in the short term after the ETF is being approved. Where will that take us on our chart? You're looking at very much one of our last take profit levels before $10, and that is by the point we hit $8.50, about 80% of my take profits would be taken on XRP. So that is the level I'll be looking at for post ETF approval. We did also ask ChatGPT this question. Let's see if we can find its response. Let me just go down here and we can compare them side by side. So ChatGPT is saying $5 to $8 within days to weeks post-approval based on historic ETF-driven rallies and current market sentiment. So they're both in agreement. ChatGPT maybe on the lower end, $5 to $8. Gemini is sticking to $8, but it's also saying it needs to break the $3 resistance as well. The next question I ask is, how high could XRP go in the next 1 to 3 years with sustained ETF driven demand? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this a separate video. So if you're watching live, you're fine. If you're watching this later on, you can continue watching. But we are going to create another video just for these answer to all your favorite XRP questions by AI. Let me do that now. We are 20 minutes in. Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investors channel. We are looking at your favorite questions about the XRP ETF, XRP price predictions. But before we get into it, nothing I say is a financial advice. This is pure speculation based on an AI model, and AI is predicting an $8 to $10 XRP. So let's get straight into those questions. Using the Gemini and ChatGPT deep research tools. This is being made during a live show. Do join us every Sunday when we make these videos. First question was, what is a realistic short-term price target for XRP if an ETF is approved? We are Gemini is saying an $8 price level would mark new all-time highs. That's the level it's saying once it passes the $3 resistance. We're looking at ChatGPT's response to this question, which is saying between $5 to $8 within days to weeks post-approval, based on historic ETF-driven rallies and current market sentiment. So that's the response. I do agree with it. Looking at that price action on the charts, that would align with one of my last take profit zones for this cycle. I am expecting the ETF this year. And so is the market. Looking at the markets, saying an 85% likelihood that the SEC will approve it. That's what the betting markets are saying. That will line up to one of my last take profit zones, around the 2618 from the all-time high, around $8.50. The next question I've asked it is, how high could XRP go in the next 1 to 3 years with sustained ETF-driven demand? Remember, the ETF demand is going to bring big inflows in, and it's not going to be a sudden one day this is the end of the ETF, this is the only price action we're going to get. We're probably going to get a build up of price on the way to the ETF approval. That will keep the XRP's price holding $2 and continue rising, just like Bitcoin, the anticipated Bitcoin ETF. We had that run up for 6 months before the ETF got approved. We've got a super chat here.
RB donated $9.99 through a super chat. Question for you: could you do a poll to see if people would invest $20,000 in XRP for a long term, meaning 5 years, or JEP stock symbol same amount for 5 years?
Thank you, RB. We will do that straight after this video. We will do that poll for you, RB. We do have a poll running right now, so please do everyone vote. When do you think the XRP ETF will be approved? If you're watching this later as a video, do leave your comments. Do leave your prediction in the comment section. So far, everyone is saying Q2. That's where the majority of people are saying April to June. Getting back to this. How high could the XRP? Yeah, so remember, it's not just the day of the ETF approval. We will have the run up to buy the rumor, sell the news. So we'll have that whole buying the rumor for when the rumors really start building up from now to maybe 6 months time when it gets approved. We'll have that spike on the day. Again, I don't think it's going to be a sell the news event because it's a big event. We'll get a pop and then maybe a sell the news depending on how much the build up was. So we'll cover that closer to the time. That's why it's important. Please do subscribe, hit the like button if you do enjoy these videos. We'll bring more of them to you. We'll have to see closer to the time. If we've had a sustained run up, then it can be a sell the news event. If we haven't had a sustained run up, then we'll have a spike on the day. My prediction would be we would have a sustained run up, just like the Bitcoin ETF, where the price goes up maybe 70% from where it is now, on its way to the ETF approval. We might get a little spike and a pullback, but then over the next couple years, this ETF is continuing to bring inflows in. So long term it will be good. Short term it's going to be good. We might have a spike and sell off on the day of the approval as well. So a lot of things to navigate. We navigate the markets together. So please do subscribe and stay with us. So this question is tailored towards that. How high could XRP go in the next 1 to 3 years with sustained ETF-driven demand? Analyst XRP Crypto predicts XRP's price could reach $13 in this current market cycle. Yes, I think that's possible. I'm aiming for $10, $9, and $13 is certainly not outside the remit of what can happen this year. In the current market cycle and potentially $110 in the next bull cycle, we have floated the idea of $100 in the next 3 to 4 years next cycle. Again, $100 XRP is certainly not outside outside of what can happen. Bitwise estimates that XRP could soar as high as $30 by the end of the decade if it captures significant share of the payments and tokenization sectors, with more conservative bull scenario of $12.70 by 2030. So let me give you my thoughts on $12.70 by 2030. Firstly, from just an outside investor, a 3-4x within 5 years is incredible returns. You would love that in the S&P 500. You would love that in any other industry. But as an XRP holder, that doesn't excite me too much. However, if we do get that, I will certainly be happy with it. So it is a great return if we do get $12.70 by 2030. I think we will see higher prices by 2030, potentially $100. I expect to see a $10 XRP this year, and by 2030, I expect to see at least a $50 XRP. But we'll take it one cycle at a time. We are looking at this cycle for now, but it's good to see some of these AI produced predictions and also the research it's doing. ChatGPT, we asked the same question. It's saying realistically $6 to $10 plus with steady inflows. Bitcoin rose about 145% in a year post ETF. So basically, what ChatGPT has done here, it's taken Bitcoin's gains post ETF, and it's predicting if the ETF happens tomorrow, we can see a $6 XRP. But remember, XRP's price might have risen, just like what the AI has failed to do here is, and this is why we have to analyze AI as well. What the AI has failed to do here is take into account that Bitcoin rallied. Bitcoin really did rally before the ETF was confirmed, the specific date. So what you actually have to do is think about the months, and this is if there is a nice sentiment within the cryptocurrency market and we're not in a recession. There will be a sentiment of an XRP ETF coming out, and remember, this market, in a bull market, it's all about sentiment. There will be a sentiment that this ETF is coming out. The price of XRP will be rising. $2 is the base. It will go to $2.50, $3, might even break all-time highs. It might be sat at $3.50, $4 by the time the ETF's announced. Then you've got the ETF being announced. XRP sat at $4. All examples, hypotheticals. XRP sat at $4. You get a little rise on the day of the ETF, $4.50. You get a little bit of a crash. You come all the way down to $3. Then you're sat around $3.50. And then from there, you get your 140% move, which then you're looking at $10, not $6. You're looking at $10 for the price of XRP. For example, if it's at $5 and you get 150%, you're looking at around $12, $13 for XRP's price. So it all depends where XRP's price is sat at ETF, but from prior knowledge of Bitcoin's price, that went up 150%. That has a much, much larger market cap. So you can be looking at maybe doubling that to a 300% move. XRP sat at 5%. You are looking at maybe a $20 XRP within 1 to 3 years after sustained ETF inflows. The next question is how much of the price pump have Bitcoin and Ethereum seen since ETF approval? Can XRP follow? Bitcoin surged from 48,000 to 109,000. ETH gained 42%. XRP can mirror this, especially if macro conditions are bullish. Remember, I'm going to keep coming back to this because some people won't mention this. Macro conditions. What is happening at the time is important. Remember when we had that massive spike on XRP's price because we had an amazing ruling from the SEC. We had the ruling that XRP is not a security, something we've been waiting for 4 years. We had in a day where the price of XRP doubled, went up 100%, and what you can see, it went straight back down, made new lows from previous bases. Why did that happen? Is because the macro conditions weren't good, the sentiment wasn't good, we weren't in a bull market. So even when we had good news, it lasted one day. The best news we could have hoped for with that ruling, and it lasted one day. So we need to keep an eye on the macro conditions. You need to keep an eye on the markets. You need to keep subscribed. You need to like the content so you can be suggested this, because we'll go live with any major event and we'll be analyzing this. And that's the benefit of someone listening to someone or watching someone who's been in the market during these bear markets. We were covering this live. We've been live for 4 years. We haven't just come for the bull market. We're not just covering XRP now. We've been covering it for the last 3 years. And I've been involved in the markets for over 6 years. So the next question, let's see what Gemini said. Following the approval, Bitcoin spot ETFs, Bitcoin price increased by 51%. Ethereum saw a price increase of 20% in May. Some analysts believe XRP could experience an even more dramatic rise than Bitcoin due to its price being artificially suppressed in the past year. If Bitcoin follows a similar path, if XRP follows a similar path to Bitcoin, it could revisit a 2018 high of $3.55. So again, it's not taking into account the pre-pump that you see with ETFs, and then basing it off that. That's a limitation of AI's thinking right now. It doesn't have the real world experience. What's the upside potential versus downside risk for XRP right now? It's saying the low's $1. Recession lows for me would be $1. Currently trading around $2.35. We've got resistance at $2.52. So yeah, we don't need any technical analysis from our chat GPT. Let's see what that's saying. Upside 100 to 2% in the short term, with more long-term downside. If delayed or denied, XRP can reduce to $1.50 and $2. Risk reward skews bullish pre-approval. So ChatGPT saying 100%, 200% in the short term, and then you're looking at $1.50 as your lows. Let's move on because we can do our own technical analysis. Let's see what the fundamental analysis from XRP is. What are the chances of XRP ETF getting approved this month? So again, my opinions are it's low chances, but let's see what and obviously this month, I hope it realizes I'm talking about April, not March. As of late March 2025, Polymarket bettors assign a high probability of 81 to 87%. As I showed you here, we are looking at 85% likelihood for the SEC approving a spot XRP ETF by the end of 2025. However, the odds of approval coming before July 31st were notably lower, around 32 to 46%. So when we look at our poll, go to our poll here. If you're watching this later, let me know your thoughts on the poll in the comments. It's saying, however, the odds of approval coming before July 31st are notably lower, around 32 to 46%. So July. So we are saying about 46% of people are saying it's before. So we are actually we are agreeing with the betting markets as well. 46% from April to June. So I think we can all agree on that. However, I think ChatGPT is saying it's very, very low. Very low. ChatGPT is saying 0%. The SEC has postponed decisions and likely will use the full 240-day window. So yeah, very low for this month, maybe increasing as months go on. There's no point trying to narrow down the month. We can all agree it's an 85% likelihood this year. And we need to be prepared for what point that is this year, whether it's next month, at the end of the year, or mid, or in Q3. There's no point trying to figure out the day until we do have some sustained closed door meetings, for example, and then we can start to speculate. But for now, at some point this year, we are quite confident in that. What key deadlines are coming up for the SEC to make a decision? Grayscale's XRP ETF commenced its review period of February 2025, with the final decision anticipated by October 2025. So that might start leading to some rumors. That might start leading to some price action. The SEC has structured a review process with an initial 45-day response period, which can be extended for up to 240 days. This is what we're worried about. Previous SEC commissioners would extend it every single time to 240 days. Maybe with the new SEC in, they might process it within the initial 45 days. That hasn't occurred for some of the applications, but let's have a look at some of these other applications. Let's look at some big ones. For example, let's see, 21 shares. That was November, so that's already passed. It's that will be extended, obviously with the previous administration to the 240 days. That's Grayscale. That was February. So February the 1st, and that's a big one. Grayscale's a big one. CoinShares is a big one. They were both February of 2025. So those would be good ones to try and go off. And what else would be big? Yeah, so let's say February the 1st. So 45 days after that. Yeah, I think we've passed that as well, haven't we? Yeah, so it is executing launch the finding. We will have to look deeper into this once we get the some more clarity on closed door meetings. But we are, I will do a bit more research into that, and then I might do a follow-up video on specific ETFs and when we would expect them to get approved or if they're going to be extended. But again, they might get extended, and they might, even if they're going to get extended, they don't have to use the full 240 days. It might take a month or two. So we don't need to speculate too much on that.
MSK donated £5 through a super chat. If you are prepared for the negatives, then only the positives can surprise you. VAS 2025, during an epic 5-hour call with MSK.
Amazing, MSK. I love it. That is good. If you are only prepared for the negatives, then only the positives can subscribe you. Prepare for worst case scenario. So then best case scenario would be an amazing outcome. Thank you, MSK, for supporting the show. So that's based on the ETF deadlines. Are there any current filings or applications? Yes, we know there are. There are over 10. How did current political regulatory environment affect XRP ETF chances? The current political environment, particularly with more crypto-friendly administration in the US, following President Trump's inauguration, is seen as a positive factor for XRP ETF approval. The resolution of Ripple's legal battle with SEC is also considered a major positive development, removing a significant barrier to institutional adoption and ETF approval. Yes, I agree. We've talked about this. We've said the case coming to an end is very positive. The president is also pro crypto. We will be coming up to more price prediction questions as well. We'll be asking about other events impacting XRP. We'll be asking for it about specific inflows, what inflows and what price can we expect. So do stay with us. We'll continue going through some of these questions, maybe at a quicker pace. How does current political? Yeah, we've answered that one. We don't need to look at ChatGPT's answer to that. Should retail investors buy XRP before the ETF approval or wait? Remember, that depends on your strategy, individual risk tolerance, investment strategy. But buying before approval carries the risk of the ETF not being approved or a sell the news event, causing the price to drop. However, if the ETF is approved, early investors could potentially benefit from a price surge. Waiting for confirmation eliminates the risk of a non-approval, but might mean buying at higher prices. My thoughts are there will be an approval. Getting in early is always the best case. Getting in on a dip is good. Buying it 2 years ago would have been even better. So yes. How much would XRP rise in value due purely to the buy the rumor, sell the news action? XRP has experienced price movements based on positive news and speculation around the SEC's lawsuit resolution and ETF prospects. Following the Ripple CEO's announcement about the SEC dropping, XRP saw a temporary 14% surge. The actual buy the rumor effect is already underway, and the extent of the sell the news action is uncertain and can vary. So it's failed to give us an answer. As I've said, there will be a buy the rumor throughout the months coming up. There might be a sell the news. There will be volatility on the day, just like the Bitcoin ETF. And then long term, it will still help the price of XRP. Let's see what ChatGPT said to that. 30 to 80% pre-approval, similar to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin rallies on rumors, but it may correct after initial surge. Risks of buying now versus waiting. Risk of SEC delays or rejection later. Risk of missing the pump or buying as a premium. I don't think the SEC is going to delay it much. I don't think the SEC is going to reject it. So what you're missing out on is the risk of missing the pump or buying at a premium. Will the ETF be available to retail investors? Yes, it will be. It'll probably be on Robinhood, just like the Bitcoin ETF. There'll be volatility because of the inflows. Comparisons and strategic views. How do you see XRP's fundamental compared to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and their ETF launches? XRP has a clear legal status, real-world utility, and a strong ecosystem, smaller than Bitcoin, Ethereum, but ETF ready. That's its response. Yeah. Is XRP undervalued relative to its utility and future? Yes. That's a clear answer from ChatGPT. Yes, it does. Legal clarity plus ETF catalyst plus Ripple adoption likely undervalued. Would I think it's saying $2.50. So take that as you will. What would be a bullish 6-month scenario look like? ETF approved by October 2025. XRP hits $6 to $10. Inflows $8 billion plus. Possible Ripple IPO. Possible crypto cycle. So that's what we're hoping for. That's what the bull cycles normally intend. What we expect from a bull cycle. Positive news. And in this cycle, we've got the ETF being approved, XRP hitting $10, inflows coming in, Ripple IPOs, and a alt season. And that's what we're hoping for. That's what we're invested in for this potential scenario. Any red flags before buying? SEC delays, sudden policy shifts, or market-wide downturns, stifled momentum, always manage your entry. So what I would say is the biggest risk at the moment is just market-wide downturns, the recession risks, the tariffs, the inflation numbers. That's what will stifle this bullish momentum in the crypto industry, and that's would be the biggest red flag, in my opinion. What inflows can we expect? 4 to 8 billion in 3 to 6 months, according to JP Morgan and analysts. That is very significant. What price would that take XRP to? $8 billion inflow. Just an 8, and I say just because it's a very small amount of XRP's market cap, and we saw much bigger inflows in the Bitcoin ETFs. With an $8 billion inflow, we are XRP can hit $6 to $8 short term, higher if momentum continues. So my targets, as I've shown you, this all lines up with my take profit strategy. My take profit strategy of $4.70, $5.30, $6, $7, $8.50. I'll be laddering out. We can never tell the top. But all of these predictions that this AI model is telling us are in line with my take profit strategies. $6 to $8 falls right in the middle. What are the chances of getting approved in April? It's saying very, very low. What other events impacting XRP can occur this year? We've got the regulatory developments and ETF approvals across the board. We've got this crypto.com ETFs coming out, CRO being part of those ETFs. I've been buying some CRO based on that news, increasing my position because it looks like Trump has partnered with crypto.com to bring out these ETFs. Of course, crypto.com are going to put their own token in these ETFs as well. XRP is going to be part of the ETFs. So it could be coming sooner than we think. XRP ETF by itself maybe will take longer than this bundle ETF that looks like it's coming out from crypto.com. We've also got inclusion in the US Strategic Crypto Reserve, so that is bullish momentum. Ripple Strategic Initiatives, IPOs, RLUSD. Short-term price prediction, here we go. We've got a $3.40 by April 30th. So ChatGPT is bullish on it this month. Potentially seeing all-time highs in April. Medium term by the end of 2025. Look at this. Straight into our price predictions, $4.20 and $10. ChatGPT AI is predicting a $4.20 to $10 XRP by the end of 2025. Gemini Deep Research is predicting a $10 to $20 sustained in a bullish cycle price prediction. So what we've got here is two AI models predicting a $10 XRP this year. It's done its deep research. That's what it thinks by the end of 2025. It is factoring in an 85% likelihood of an ETF approval, and that's a big answer to a big question. Just finishing up with Gemini's response to these. First week, it's saying $400 to $800 million. JP Morgan saying $4 to $8 billion in the first 6 to 12 months. XRP could attract $5 billion in inflow within the first initial months. That takes it to an $8 level. One analyst suggests it needs to go past $3. That's fine. Another analyst saying $10 to $20. If XRP follows in a similar pattern to ETF profile, it can revisit $3.55. So remember, this all lines up with our technical analysis. What we want here is there's a support between $1.50 and $2. $2 is that key level of support. Then you've got your $3.50 level, your all-time highs, and between that you've just got a massive zone where you can be going sideways. Your support is down here, your major resistance is at $3.50. If you break $3.50, that's when you're in full bull market season. You've got all your take profit zones: $4.70, $5.30, $6, $7, $8. These are my take profit zones with my very high attitude to risk and very high capacity for loss. So that's the top range, and then you've got your recession scenario around
Vaz
$1.
donated £4.99 through a super chat. Sensei putting the sense in the crypto market.
Thank you, Vaz. Thank you for supporting the channel. I just wanted to make this video to just give you all the possibilities, what AI is predicting, the sentiment, what sentiment can do, bringing you realistic price predictions. Again, nothing is guaranteed. This is just me trying to come in, bring some sense to the XRP world, all the fake news out there on Twitter and YouTube, trying to get you in, trying to sell you videos. The only thing, and I don't mind saying it, the only thing we have for sale, it's not crypto courses. We're not trying to scam you. We're telling you what you're getting, and you will get it at your doorstep within 3 to 7 days, something like that. Anyway, we're selling mugs. We've got collaborations. We've got very nice XRP jumpers. We've got XRP merch. We've got Martyn Lucas merch. You've got his mugs, his t-shirts. You've got the Sensei Crypto merch as well, so you can support the channel that way. We're not selling you videos, we're not selling you courses, we're not selling you fake. We care about our community. That's why I came out with this long live stream, this video, to tell you exactly what I think about this ETF news. There will be a lot of ETF news coming out on XRP, a lot of people spinning it in different ways. This was a full deep research with the assistance of AI, with the assistance of technical charts. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, there will be videos up here. Do consider buying some merch. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. For everyone watching live, don't worry, we are still here. It was time to answer some of your questions and look into your charts. In about 15 minutes time, I think we will be moving over to Martyn's big fundamental video, which, as I said, the major risk to all of this is the broader markets, the broader sentiment. That comes back to the S&P 500, that comes back to the markets, that comes back to the big investors, and that's what Martyn, I think, is this the video? Yes, 24 minutes, tariff trades, the tariff trade, we're going to be looking at the full fundamentals. This is what's important. This is the red flag in the crypto industry would be around this. There will be a link to this if you're watching this later. This video will take you to it. But in 23 minutes, we've got this big fundamental video coming out. So do stay tuned for that. How many likes do we have on the show so far? Only 20. Let me refresh. I don't believe. Let's see. 132. There's 300 people watching. We can get to at least 100. We can get half. So we can get to 135, 155 and a half likes. So please do hit the like button and let's get those likes up. Let's read some of your comments. Vaz wants a commercial break. While we're waiting to get some while we're waiting to get some likes, let's go to our commercial break. We'll be right back with you. Becoming part of the family, you can do this by heading to our exclusive online merchandise store. The official one is martynlucasshop.com. You can see our limited collection with Martyn and Sensei limited collection. This is limited by number and duration. You can also see our XRP exclusive merchandise. All of these gives you perks of being added to an exclusive Discord channel where we can all chat together. You can also become a member. You get access to Discord where you get Ed Nevius's plans, and also you can talk to me. You've got members live chats, members priority all the time, members only videos, and members only live shows. Please do hit the like button, subscribe, and ring that bell, and make sure you press all like shown on screen. We have got Martyn on the line, so we're going to bring Martyn into the show. Martyn, you're live on the Sunday show, full screen this time.
Oh, thank you very much. That's wonderful. Thanks ever so much, mate. You're doing a great job as always. I heard you mentioned the tariff trades coming up in just a few minutes' time. Just want to tell everybody a bit more about that. This tariff trades video I've just recorded. It will premiere just after Sensei finishes for the very first time, and there's over 20 facts, back-to-back facts. I want to respect your time and get through as much information as possible. Back-to-back facts on the fundamentals, preparing for April the 2nd, what I'm doing with my money, why the tariffs are so important, what Warren Buffett is saying and what he's not saying. A recent interview which a lot of people manipulated and said Warren Buffett is saying this and Warren Buffett is saying that. I break down exactly what Warren Buffett has been saying. So stick to the end. Please do watch this, and I think it will prepare you for the open tonight at 7 p.m. Central or 5 p.m. if you're trading on futures, which I am. So watch out for that as well. I'll put my predictions and trades on my X account. I'll put you the links of X in the chat right now, X and Instagram. But make sure that you check this out all the way through. There's lots of facts, back-to-back facts, and I think you'll find it very, very useful. Sensei, also you were doing a live stream, and you said you were making a video when you were finishing the first video before you started the second video. You didn't record an ending. So if you want to do that, so I can then put the two together and put it out as a video, that would be great. But you went straight on to the next one without ending it. So if you could do that, I'll record that. If you could perhaps then just say, click up here, blah, blah, blah. It will lead you to the tariff trades, this video that I'm promoting now. That will link everything up together. Otherwise, there's not an ending for the last one. It's just one big long stream. And that's fine if you want to leave it like that. Anyway, Sensei, thank you ever so much. I'll hand it back to you. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Martyn. Let me get that sorted. Yeah, so that is going to be a big video that we're going to be sending everyone to. Thank you for giving us a glimpse of what that premiere will include. And this is a premiere of a new video, so this isn't anything you've seen before. So we'll all be in the live chat. So do stick with us, and we'll be sending you to that in about 5 minutes time. Let's answer some of your questions, and in response to what Martyn was saying, I think the first one was just the live stream, and then there's only one video. So the one I filmed would go out as its separate video. The beginning of the show would just go out as its live stream on the XRP ETF news. And then it will just be that one video with the ending that will come out separately. we need a okay. Let's listen to some of your questions. Yeah, we've got the commercial break. RB, thank you very much for supporting the channel. I am in the US. I'm in the USA. Tariffs start on the 2nd. I'm interested to see what happens to the markets, but more so with all my crypto. XRP has been all over the place. I hold $7,000, but do you have any suggestions on what I should be looking for moving forward? Charles, you're going to see a lot of the same. You're investing in crypto. There's going to be volatility. There will be 50% corrections. There will be 200% moves to the upside. There will be bear markets. There will be scams. Be prepared for it. There will be the good, bad, the ugly. There will be days you want to cry. There will be days you don't want to sleep. There will be days where the markets keep going up. It is going to be you're going to see a lot of the same. When you say XRP's been all over the place, I look at it and say that XRP's been doing what it's always done. 20% moves to the upside, down, unpredictable. What you have to do is try and make sense of it all. Be prepared for these big moves down. You look at support. You say, okay, well, XRP could go down 20% tomorrow, and that'll be normal. It might not seem normal in the stock if when you're investing in stocks, but in the crypto world, that is normal. You might turn around tomorrow and there might be a recession, and we might have a 2-year bear market. I mean, you just look back and you look at XRP during this. It might not seem like much, but that was 2 years of up and down movement. You'd see 2 years of you thinking you're coming out of a bear market. It came up 100%, then the next week it was down 40%. Then you had the biggest news of them all, the SEC case coming to an end. You went up 100%. You thought that was the end of the bear market, but no, you made new lows. You came back down 50%. That happened for 2 years straight before you got your final event, and that pushed XRP to these new heights. So you're going to see a lot of them more. Be prepared for it. And if you don't like it, it might not be the market for you. But yeah, you have to. I'm not going to make it up and say XRP will go up forever. That's other channels do that. I'm going to give you the real news, and that's good for no one, says Charles. I apologize. I'm not going to make things up here. I will wait till XRP is $1 again after the 2nd. Good luck. I hope you get your entry. I don't see $1 happening unless we get a big recession. But yeah, it is a possibility, and I'll be buying more. We have to remember we were at 64 cents less than a year ago, so we need to get Vaz a EV toll mug. Yes, we do, James. Good idea. Let's read some more of your questions and then we'll come to an end. Sensei putting the sense into crypto. Thank you, Vaz. Any thoughts on the XRP multiplier effect? I don't know what you mean, art with art. Are we talking about compounding, doubling every time you go from $3 to $6 and you double to $12? You made a lot more because of that initial double. Such golden nuggets of poetic wisdom need to be shared at Vaz. However, I see XRP doing well in the next 12 to 36 months as adoption as institutions come in. Jonathan, I'm right with you. I hope so. I think so. Depends if it breaks the 200 EMA. If the support doesn't hold, it could break below $1.80. This is MSK Super Chat. If you are prepared for negatives, then only the positives can surprise you. That's what Vaz said. That's what Vaz said. Oh, I understand, MSK. That's his quote. Oh, okay. So it wasn't you saying this. I thought it's a bit more of Vaz's wisdom. I love it. We have 2 cherry trees in my garden. They're blossom white. I love them. Also smell lovely. I do love a blossom tree. Brilliant. Well, I think we've come to the end of the video. I think it's now all a crap shot for all crypto until things calm down. The SEC provides clear guidance. It's all going to be a free for all, in my opinion. There is going to be volatility, but we are on the right track. We're creating support. We are holding these levels. Remember, XRP is doing much better than all of the other assets out there, apart from maybe gold, and that's why I'm very happy with my purchase of Martin Lucas's gold credit card. What we're going to do now is we're all going to go over to the tariff trade video, and we're going to put a like on it. Go join it, smash the like button. 11 people already waiting. This will take you straight there. Let us know if you're in. Thank you all for tuning in. Do subscribe. Do hit the like button. Until next time, join us on Discord. Ask your questions there. We will go live if anything happens. But for now, we need to go look at the fundamentals. This video will take you straight to that premiere. The link is linked above as a pinned comment. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.